Ended up where supposedly, according to their testing, I was qualified to become a radioman.
Okay.
I could distinguish the different sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And so they sent me to the University of Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois. And that was after our boot camp leave.
Okay.
Went there for 3 months and had some intensive training there. Teaching, learning, be more aptly put.
Was this the radio school, so to speak, at Northwestern?
Well, it was kind of technical too.
Okay.
It was, as I recall, because the instructors and professors there tried to get us involved in the technicalities of handling all of the Navy radio equipment.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of our training, they called the battalion out, lined them up, and I remember a high-level Navy officer coming out and saying that they needed 33 volunteers for the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And since we wanted to stay on the East Coast, 33 of us stepped forward. And we ended up in the Navy Beach Battalion,
Okay.
which was what we didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to stay in the Navy where you got hot food every meal, you had a bed to sleep in, you were able to shave every day and shower, and you know, everything was so nice. We ended up in the Army. We lived with the Army. We lived like the Army.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we dug foxholes, we marched, we ran, we carried weapons, we carried a pack that was probably 40 to 50 pounds. It was something unreal, but we got used to it. We went to Camp Bradford in Virginia.
Okay. Was this from Northwestern to, once you had volunteered?
Northwestern University, we went, we went to Camp Bradford to begin with.
Okay.
And we joined up with a group that was called the 7th Naval Beach Battalion.
Mm-hmm.
And after we had formed and done a few weeks of calisthenics there, they sent us to Fort Pierce, Florida, to an island that was off Fort Pierce, Florida. In fact, I remember, I think the island was called Coon Island.
Okay.
And that's where we went through all of our training for what we did historically in the landing in Normandy.
Okay. When you went to Camp Bradford, how did you travel there?
That was by train.
By train?
Oh yeah, that was by train.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And now when you went down to Florida, was that by train also?
That was also by train,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. All right. Basically one additional question before we get back to Florida. Was there any reason they put you all with the Army instead of the Marines?
Because we were closely associated with the Army responsibility.
Okay.
Our responsibilities were intertwined with each other. We kind of were responsible to do the same things.
And which was what?
With the landing in Normandy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Demolition, because we had demolition men. We had the doctors and corpsmen, radiomen, signalmen.
Oh, okay.
And we had just normal seamen, because we had to build roads.
Right.
We had to build roads with metal mesh. We had to assist in everything. We had to be able, and we had to be trained to do all these things.
Okay.
So then that's what they taught us.
Okay. Okay. All right. About what period of time? Do you recall what month it might have been when you went down to Florida?
It was late summer.
Okay.
Into I think we were down there for at least 3 months.
Okay.
I remember my mother sent me a turkey leg, a cooked turkey leg.
Okay.
And I remember getting it in Florida, and when I opened it up, it was kind of green.
No.
Yeah.
Slowed down a little bit by the postal service.
Oh yeah, the good old postal service.